Nick Walker just won the 2024 New York Pro and earned his Olympia qualification. He was on as always, but was this his best shape ever? Some people say yes, more people tend to say no. In my opinion, his previous best shape was his 2022 Mr. Olympia physique, where he placed third, but many people believe his 2023 Arnold version, where he placed second, is his best. So in this video, I'm going to put his recent 2024 New York Pro showing between these two physiques and determine if this was indeed his best showing. Before we start, a like and sub would be appreciated. It helps the channel grow and means a lot to me. Thank you guys. Front double biceps. Let's keep in mind the difference in camera angles that prevent us from having a 100% accurate perspective. Since the 2023 Arnold version on the right side of the screen has the camera closest to the stage floor, his legs look the biggest, and I don't think that was the case, as that was the show where he was most criticized for his legs. Anyway, the 2022 Olympia version on the left remains his biggest and fullest version to date, but I still think he failed the execution of the front double, crouching too much down on his abs. His midsection looks the best at the 2023 Arnold, and this already tells us something about his most recent version at the New York Pro. His midsection wasn't off, it looked quite good in comparison to 1 week prior at the Pittsburgh Pro guest posing. However, out of these three physiques, I think it looked the worst. And since the midsection will always be an issue for many fans and judges because of his overall proportions, even though his midsection wasn't off, the fact that it looked worse than before is a bad thing for him. So this is not his best front double biceps to date. Let's see the front lat spread. We have a slightly off angle for the 2022 Olympia version, but I think we can still notice that now in 2024 he nailed the best execution of this pose. This pose is his Achilles heel, his weakest one, and in 2024 I think he finally did the best he can do with it. So for the front lat, this is his best ever look in my opinion. Side chest is next. The only noticeable difference I can see between these three physiques is how much fuller he was in 2022 compared to the other versions, so that physique wins this pose. Consequently, he didn't look his best ever in the side chest pose at the recent New York Pro. Let's see the back next. Back double biceps pose. It may be because of the execution, but at the New York Pro this weekend, his lower back looks a bit worrying. He had more details and better muscle separation in the lower back and lower lats area, especially if we look at his right lat. As for the rest of the physique, I believe the lower body looks improved in 2024, but I wouldn't say this is the best back double I've seen from him, based on his actual back. And the back lat spread confirms that something may be going on with his right lat. I don't know if anyone noticed it. I haven't had the time to watch too many other videos and analysis from other people, but there's clearly an issue. Aside from that, his back looks the best overall in this other back pose, which confirms that he improved both of his lat spread poses. Side triceps is next. I don't know if there are too many important differences about his physique, but one key difference is the execution, and in 2024 he executed this pose the best in my opinion. At the 2023 Arnold, he was too much turned to the front, and at the Olympia, the other way, too much to the side. At the New York Pro, he found the sweet spot and he looks the best, including his lateral head of the triceps by the way. Abs and thighs. Again, we cannot tell too much about the Olympia version as we have the off angle again, but comparing the other two versions, Nick definitely looks worse now. So, as I said, conclusion for him, the midsection is a detail that got worse, probably the most important detail about his physique right now. Last is the most muscular. He always looks good in this pose. He holds it slightly differently now, covering a larger portion of the midsection. I have an idea why. His shoulders look a bit undersized at the New York Pro. I don't know what to make of that. But the overall conclusion is obvious for me. Nick Walker at the 2024 New York Pro was not at his best ever, mainly because of the midsection. He may have improved some aspects of his posing, and I also believe he improved the lower body slightly, but there are two main concerns that I have about his last version, the midsection, and that right lat. This makes me conclude that even though this is not an off version of Nick, it isn't his best.